What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And on today's video, guys, I will show you several quite interesting news. I will show you that potentially Congress in general and the particular Congress members are a part of the conspiracy. Then I will show you some due diligence and I will explain you that potentially, for now, we have only one path to the potential resolution, and I have to admit that it is not the best news of today's video, but we have to keep this in mind. And at the end of this video, I will show you an update in regards to the issue with QSIP number that was reused by another company. The same QSIP number that was attached to MMTLP shares was reused, and potentially it is not for the first time. So, and before we dive deep into all of this, guys, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm and drop me a line in the comment section for whatever reasons you want. And let's start with this tweet that was written by Scott Roth, and he reposted the tweet of Practical Stocks that was written just 14 hours ago. And Practical Stocks wrote, breaking, Ken Griffin announces he will leave the country if Donald Trump gets elected. How do you feel about this? And guys, you know that Ken Griffin is one of the wealthiest men on the planet, and he's the head of Citadel Securities, the company that was allegedly involved in the legal actions to short a lot of stocks on US market to oblivion. And definitely, you know that Donald Trump, if he gets elected, will change a lot on the US stock market. And a part of these actions might be some lawsuits against Ken Griffin. And that is why Ken announces his departure, potential departure. And Scott Roth wrote this. Ken is fleeing to an extradition-proof country. Definitely he has to preserve his capital, and definitely he wants to be in a country without extradition to the United States of America. So let me show you another quite interesting update. Junk Savvy wrote this in response to RareDD's tweet. She wrote it, SEC doing what the SEC does. Ask Patrick Byrne, Eagle Tech and other companies, they know. And she refers to the tweet that was written by RareDD. And let me quote this in detail. Given the amount of scrutiny that John Burda, Polycross, MMAT and MMTLP have been under by the SEC and Fort Worth SEC, how could they not be aware that the heart was Christian and that they claimed that they were preparing to take action concerning the manipulation that was uncovered? Metamaterials has since filed for bankruptcy, undoubtedly to some degree as a result of the discovered manipulation. Why has the SEC only focused on the actions of former CEOs? Has the SEC consulted Wes Christian about his findings? Wouldn't it be very telling if they haven't? If the Metamaterials board of directors didn't bring their findings to the SEC, wouldn't this seem suspicious? Why would the board of directors tell investors that they would be acting on findings of the investigation, but instead they just sold assets at extreme discounts, fired their talent, allowed patents to expire, stopped paying bills and filed for bankruptcy without warning? And guys, definitely these actions are quite suspicious. Probably they are under some kind of pressure, and who makes this pressure? For now, we can only assume, and this is just our speculations. But take a look right here. RareDD also wrote this tweet. If John Burda would have just ignored the fact that TRCH short positions were being moved overseas and just allowed Torchlight to go bankrupt, we'd never be in this situation. MMAT went bankrupt even after Wes Christian found proof of manipulation. But since they didn't act on the information, the regulators aren't pursuing them. It's when you speak up or attempt to save your company, protecting the opportunity to possibly pursue long-term shareholder value, that you become a target of the SEC and Fort Worth SEC. The same thing happened to Patrick Byrne not long after he spoke up and to many others. Why hasn't anyone been held accountable for using outdated and fraudulent information to make the Series A preferred shares MMTLP tradable? Why hasn't FINRA been held accountable for the multiple rules they've broken? And we know that just recently Marcos made his due diligence and he showed the set of rules that were broken by FINRA. And why in the world no one cares about it? It doesn't make sense in my opinion. On top of that, guys, take a look right here. Let's get back to Junk Savvy's Twitter account. And she wrote this tweet in response to Pete Sessions' tweet. And Pete Sessions wrote, "This weekend, my office is hosting the 2024 Central Texas U.S. Service Academy Forum. Come out to hear from congressional and academy representatives about the admissions process. One of my greatest privileges as a member of Congress is having the opportunity to nominate some of the best and brightest for appointment to a U.S. Service Academy. I hope to see you there." And Junk Savvy wrote this, "U.S. Service Academy appointments are truly an honor, and I thank them for their willingness to serve the Constitution of the United States, our citizens, and defend against all enemies, foreign and domestic. As a congressional representative from Texas, you have the opportunity to do the same, but have chosen for almost 2 years to protect the criminal enterprise destroying our capital markets. You know, you told us you did, in front of your constituents on numerous occasions. What about all the MMTLP US service members with their assets frozen for more than 640 days, Pete? What about US service members' TSP accounts impacted by the fraud? The MMTLP army has delivered, you have not. And guys, definitely, MMTLP community in general and some of MMTLP community members are angry, extremely angry because of this. And I have to admit that for now, unfortunately, we are losing the path, this path to the resolution through the Congress members. And let me show you this tweet. I have to say that it is a set of tweets in response to the tweet that was written by Scott Trott back in, as you can see, June 22nd of 2024. And Scott wrote, "A lot will happen between now and July the 8th of 2024, roughly. The most important issue until then is to set the table for all hands to make sure we are safe on December the 8th, 2024 SOL issue. And SOL means Statute of Limitation. Once we are all safety across that river and digging in on the other side, Ari, Schwab, FINRA, the U3 insiders, Griffin are all playing an away game. And guys, the issue is following. Right after December the 8th of 2024, it is 2 years after the fraud happens. And you know that right after this deadline, no one can sue the wrongdoers. But at the same time, guys, we have an exception. First of all, we have to prove that there was a fraud, and the clock started to tick from that moment. This means as long as we don't have this evidence that was officially admitted by authorities, the clock, in my opinion, is not ticking at the moment. And that is why, guys, I think we are still on quite safe territory, but definitely we have to listen to more confident people like our headliners, and definitely you can contact your lawyer in order to find out this deadline. On top of that, guys, let me show you the response from J. Kroc 149 that he or she wrote on June 22nd. Let me quote this. "Last post of the day. However, I will leave the community with this. See below. Scott is 100% correct. Think about it. This was their guys all along, using certain congressional members to appeal to us, just to run out the clock. Be aware, they are also looking about paid plans that we have to be wary of. They are pushing a certain narrative that one can see if you are paying attention." And let me show you another response from Daniel Spears that was written just several hours ago. "Certain congressional representatives were absolutely paid to run the clock out. Think back, who brought those reps to our table? Why have we been pushed for an entire year in the wrong direction? Did so-called community members start the whole congressional campaign because they were paid to misdirect us? They did their job so well. I'm guessing they make a massive bonus if they get us to cross December the 8th without filing suit. Those idiots are getting paid, we aren't, and we won't. But by all means, keep trusting the folks who are stealing your wealth. And guys, I have to say that we have more and more evidence that potentially Congress was involved in this process to lead us to the dead end. Because despite the fact that we have a very important and quite mind-boggling letter that was signed by 74 members of Congress with the questions to the heads of SEC and FINRA, we don't have any answers that are shedding the light to this issue. And that is why, guys, let me show you the comment of Mark Basile in response to basically the same question. So, Sam Hill wrote this: Day 642. It's your duty to subpoena the certified audited share count and reconcile this trade for 65,000 plus families. Counterfeiting is illegal. Stealing from household investors is illegal. FINRA violating 11 of their own rules and steal from us is illegal. And Sam Hill refers to the tweet that was written by Stephanie that published it on September the 9th. Why FINRA, SEC and Gary Gensler will not address the settlement issue and the 600 plus days youth recall in MMTLP or offer any kind of settlement is because it will expose how corrupt and how complicit all agencies are. And guys, take a look on the response of Mark Basile. Got to stop demanding things they will never do and get used to the fact that it's political, and the only way to beat that is at the ballot box, if you're lucky. The lawsuits are the only way this will get resolved. Ask another lawyer, not me, and tell them everything and see what they say. I said this more than 14 months ago, and I will say it again. Successful or not, the courts are the only pathway to resolve this. At least some are trying, and Anna and I support Scott for 100%. Also, like it or not, the class action will help you to get the share count, like that or not. And he also added this: it's really time to abandon some of the spaces hosts, because after 620 days, it has been completely ineffective at every level. There are many reasons for this, but the bottom line, it's all fail. It was a Herculean effort, but to think things will change with every purported nugget of information that is dug up will not change anything. It's time to go hire lawyers and put litigation pressure to get a resolution. Whether it is court cases, thousands of arbitrations, or whatever, even new class actions. The computer online efforts have failed. Media efforts failed. Strategic congressional efforts failed. Online leadership has failed. Getting the naked attention of politicians was easy. Getting them to do something other than circus shows, impossible. So now most of the MMTLP community are at serious crossroads. I have spoken to many of you, that's right, Karma, and some of you are taking action. Good, that should help. And guys, I have to say that this sentence leads me to the conclusion that we are about to see another lawsuit. Will it be a class action lawsuit or RICO lawsuit? I don't know at the moment. But guys, at the same time, I think Mark is 100% correct. The only way how we can solve the problem is to file more lawsuits, and we have to use all the knowledge that we've collected in order to push these cases forward. Definitely it will help us to even be on a safer territory because of the statutes of limitations. But at the same time, guys, Congress is 100% silent. Pete Sessions and Ralph Norman don't do anything at the moment in order to help us to see the resolution. That is why, guys, we have to do our best to push our case forward by ourselves. And that is why we are here and we are doing our best. So, let me show you another quite interesting update. Scott Roth reposted this tweet that was published by Guess Who, and this tweet is related to the issue of reuse of QSIP number. Let me quote it for you. Well, looks like it happened before. The tale of two companies and one QSIP. Here's the couple notable excerpts. And here's the direct speech from the article that the link of this article is located right here. This case concerns the effect of the assignment of a duplicate QSIP number to stock in plaintiff's company. A QSIP number is a unique 9-digit number assigned to publicly traded securities to identify securities for the clearing and settlement of trade. The defendant, which administers the QSIP system, mistakenly assigned a pre-existing QSIP number to plaintiff's securities, and plaintiff alleges that this error, which it discovered 2 months after public trading in the stock, had caused its stock to lose value irreparably. The defendant moves for summary judgment, proposing that even if its negligence is assumed for purposes of argument, the plaintiff has failed to present any evidence that the decline in plaintiff's stock price is attributable to the misassigned QSIP number. In late May, the plaintiff learned that the QSIP number assigned to growth was not a new and unique number as it was supposed to be. And guys, I have to say that we found out that the QSIP number of metamaterials was reused in another company, and this is a huge issue. And take a look at this article in details. So, we have two companies, again, with the same QSIP number, and it happened, wait a second, let me show you the date of this article. It was, so the case was filed on August 22nd, 2003. More than 21 years ago. And definitely, if it happened again, we have to find it out, and we basically see this issue on our case. And this issue was not resolved for these two companies, and potentially, again, the only path to the resolution is the litigation. And for now, let me remind you that we have 2 RICO cases on the table and 1 class action lawsuit, and all of them might lead us to some kind of resolution, and we have to do our best in order to push these cases even further. And guys, let me tell you my personal story. I have a wife and 2 children aged 11 and 15, as well as a small dog. After 30 years of living in Russia near the Baikal Lake, we decided to move. Now we reside in Serbia. Although I don't own any MMTLP shares, I invest a lot of time creating daily MMTLP videos. I have been doing this every day without days off and holidays for more than 1.5 years. Now I wish to buy back this time from my family, from my children. We've agreed that I will ask the MMTLP community to support me, and I will give all the money to the children. Therefore, if you believe that I am providing useful content for you and wish to support me, you can join my Patreon account. For $5 a month, I will add your name to my list of supporters if you wish. Thank you in advance. The link you can find in the description below. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life, I'm crazy, I'm mad. Doing no